Will WWE 2K24 have a special Bray Wyatt addition or component to the game? We're going to talk about the latest reports that have just come out from Ringside News regarding this. This past year, we lost Wyndham Rotunda, and it's an incredible, sad impact on his family and the professional wrestling world as a whole. Bray Wyatt, the character, was beloved by so many fans, and people were absolutely entertained from his original debut as Bray Wyatt, the Eater of Worlds, the Fiend, the Firefly Funhouse, and one of the big moments was his big return to WWE, where we only got the one feud with LA Knight. But a lot of people online have wondered, speculated, and have been asking for some kind of Bray Wyatt showcase in 2K24, put him on the cover, do an entire showcase mode around him. Well, according to rumors, and these are just rumors, that there may be something like that in the works. RingsideNews.com just came out with a brand new article, and this is coming over from Subhojit Mukherjee on October 28th, and he did have a little bit of news that he wanted to just highlight coming over from BWE, who is a WWE insider. According to WWE insider BWE, who has a solid track record of confirming stories, WWE 2K24 could be dedicated to Bray Wyatt's career. Now, if we pause there just for a second, this doesn't necessarily mean, if we do lean into the rumors and speculation here, this doesn't necessarily mean that we would see an entire showcase mode surrounding Bray Wyatt. Personally, I don't see that happening. The reason why is that it's very late in the year for development, and to me, 2K would have already been working on and way into the development cycle for the showcase mode for the whole game as a whole. I'd be very surprised if we got that. Would I love it? Absolutely. But I think the game is far into development, and the untimely passing of Wyndham Rotunda, it's not something they could have planned for, nor do I think the developers could turn around and scrap all of their ideas, shift gears, and create a brand new showcase mode. However, what we could be seeing is a specialty showcase aspect dedicated to Bray Wyatt. What I mean is, they might have the standard showcase ready to go, and it could be Randy Orton, Undertaker, Triple H, it could be anybody for the actual dedicated showcase, or they do like a 40 years of WrestleMania mode. But on top of it, they might also give us a specialized showcase dedicated to Bray Wyatt, where maybe they just highlight some of his key matches and moments. Maybe they do the whole Firefly Funhouse, the WrestleMania thing with John Cena and Bray Wyatt and try to recreate that for players a little bit. Maybe they do his Undertaker match, his original feud in the Inferno match against Kane. You have The Fiend versus Randy Orton at TLC. You have The Fiend versus Seth Rollins in the Hell in a Cell match. Bray Wyatt versus John Cena, The Fiend's debut at SummerSlam against Finn Balor. We even got Hell in a Cell 2015, where it was Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns. So the point is, there's a lot of singles matches for Bray Wyatt. Would we love to have the Wyatt family? Yes, but we don't know, and I would speculate that the likes of Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are not going to have any affiliated contracts with WWE. So I don't think we would see that. Also, you can't do the big matches of The Shield because of, well, Dean Ambrose is no longer with WWE. But there's a lot you can pull from to create a memorable, small, dedicated showcase to Bray Wyatt, highlighting his career. Doing backstage interviews, sit-down interviews with some of the top wrestlers like Roman Reigns and John Cena, and have them speak about Bray Wyatt. You could even add in Bray Wyatt's last big match against LA Knight at Extreme Rules. There's a lot of really cool stuff that we could add in there. What I think 2K could do, if we go down this line of thinking here with a special edition showcase type of thing focused on him, I think they could also do what they did on the NBA 2K side when Kobe Bryant passed away, and they gave us that special edition of the game with Kobe on the cover. So you could have Bray Wyatt be the entire focal point and be on the cover for the standard and deluxe edition and the special edition, or you could release just a special edition, maybe something like an icon edition of the game, and have Bray Wyatt on the cover for that, maybe with the different faces of Wyatt on the cover together. And then you leave the regular standard and deluxe editions for whoever the cover star was supposed to be, or whoever the showcase star is, be it The Undertaker as an example. Take all of this with a grain of salt. These are rumors that are being reported. It starts to get into the season right now where you start hearing a little bit more chatter regarding the game. So we got to take stuff with a grain of salt here. It's fun to speculate and talk about these things, but temper expectations because you never know for sure if these things will pan out. If we don't see any of this in 2K24, I definitely would see it in 2K25. The other piece of the article that they do talk about is what other projects WWE could be working on. And we heard about this over the last year where WWE is obviously trying to work on other things. There was rumors of an RPG game for WWE. WWE essentially just expanding their games division and working on different projects. The article also said alongside the BRAY WYATT piece that, quote, it was further added that WWE is looking into player versus player opportunities, which could end up being a different game entirely. We've seen Battlegrounds, but we haven't seen anything besides that other than mobile games that WWE has interacted with. They could do something larger. They could do something totally different with their IPs. I'd like them to do just probably what you would want, which is like a Here Comes the Pain, or do a more arcade style video game that is going to be smaller experience, that's more focused, and leave the giant simulation style experience for WWE 2K. So I would love a almost Here Comes the Pain remake, but I don't think that's going to happen. But something along those lines that's going to cost a little bit less. Maybe the roster is slimmed and trimmed down, or something akin to a WWE All-Stars they could create. If it's player versus player, comment below, what do you think that could be? And what would be some cool ideas WWE could do if it's going to be a PvP model? There's one more piece of news that we need to talk about today that could end up impacting 2K24, and it has to do with the video game strike. So coming over from vulture.com, where they have a concise write-up about the strike details and what it all means and who's involved. Under the interactive media agreement, SAG-AFTRA protects voice actors, on-camera motion capture stunt performers, stunt coordinators, singers, dancers, puppeteers, and background performers in video game and interactive media. Much like their Hollywood counterparts, video game actors work primarily through independent contracts, which SAG standardizes. On the other side of the bargaining table are 10 major video game studios, which include Activision, Electronic Arts, and Epic Games, industry giants responsible for games like Call of Duty, Apex Legends, and Fortnite. Other companies that are listed for this are Take-Two Interactive. I'll link to SAG in the description if you guys want to go find out more information regarding this and how it might impact, and also what they are actually fighting for. Some of the things that the actors are requesting and that they're actioning strike towards are things like the threat of AI being used, like we have heard and seen with the Hollywood strike, for the writers as well as the actors. This is very much similar to that with the video game side, but there is more in there. The Vulture article talks about how they're asking for more basic set protections and an increase in video game actors' base and bonus pay to keep up with inflation. However, much like this summer's writer strike and ongoing Hollywood actor strike, a new focus in negotiations centers around the industry's unregulated use of AI. How could video games be effective? The article talks about is that unlike the TV and film industry, which grinded to a halt this summer after writers and later on actors organized, SAG-AFTRA strike wouldn't immediately affect video game production. A potential strike could easily delay a game development outside of the 10 studios in talks with SAG. On top of that, workers and companies like Activision Blizzard are starting to unionize, which puts video game actors on a better playing field. And one of the big things is that for SAG-AFTRA, members have voted 98.32% in favor of a strike authorization on the interactive media agreement that covers members' work on video games. It is above 34,000 members that are casting their ballots, representing a voting percentage of 27% of eligible voters. So there's a lot of information in there. To summarize though, it is the potential of a strike. I think it's great that people would want to get more money and more benefits and such, especially nowadays when inflation is so high. These things should be standardized, and it's a good thing ultimately if people are going to be able to get what they rightfully earn and deserve from the large companies. Would it delay games like WWE 2K? Potentially. There's motion capture. There's a ton of motion capture in there. There's writers and the developers, etc. So there's a lot of components in here. The game is very much in development. There hasn't been a confirmation of the strike happening just as yet. These are coming back for the articles as of early October, but it does lead credence that with 5 months to go until the game's release, there is a potential that there is a delay. It depends if the development's going very smoothly, and they wouldn't need to go through a strike and any type of delay there as a result of a strike happening. Chances are, in just my opinion in 2 cents, I don't think a strike would impact a game like this, being on more of the sports side and the annualized game front. Motion capture and the like are already in the game, and they can use so much assets from the previous year's titles that I don't think there would be a large impact at this stage in the game. But what do you want to see in a potential Bray Wyatt showcase or focus showcase if it does happen? Remember, these are just rumors, but I'd love to know what you think. Comment below, and if you guys enjoy news videos like this, subscribe to the channel and check this one out because we got more WWE 2K23-24 content for you. See ya.